College Football 26 just dropped, and the Penn State Nittany Lions have one of the most dynamic, creative, and tough-to-stop playbooks in the entire game. It's loaded with new motions, double shifts, and play types that are brand new to this year's game. So I built a mini scheme that taps into all of it, combining formations like gun gate and wing trips to create a high-motion, high-pressured offense. You'll get vertical shots, layered screens, RPOs, and play action built off motion, all designed to keep defenses guessing. So we're going to be using the Penn State playbook. If you're playing regs, pick them to run this scheme. If you're on Ultimate Team, make sure you grab the Nittany Lions playbook to use it there. So first up, we have gun gate. This is one of the most unique formations you can run in College Football 26. It features multiple offensive linemen split out wide in front of a running back, creating a wild alignment that opens up a ton of mismatches for our offense. You can throw screens, run jet motions, or create layered misdirection. And this is a perfect example of what makes Penn State one of the most dynamic playbooks in College Football 26. Now, first up, we have screen slant in gun gate. This is a high efficiency screen built to punish soft numbers on the edge. With linemen split out wide, you get extra blockers in front of your screen man, and if you've got numbers, you can hit this over and over for easy yards. Now, to set this up, run the screen to the short side of the field and have your slant flat combo working to the wide side. All right, so with this screen slant play, the biggest key for us is we want to count the numbers on the side of our screen. So you're going to see right here, we have 3 blockers out in front. They only have 2 defenders. So as soon as I see that, we know we want to go right out to this screen. Now, you will see the defensive end, sometimes linebackers shoot out there late, but as long as you throw it early, it literally won't matter. So we're just going to snap this ball right here. So you see the defensive end get out, but now it's still a 3-on-3. Drop it out to our screen. Hat on a hat, everybody gets blocked up. We turn the corner, beat the linebacker to the edge, and we score. Here it is again, same thing. We have 2 defenders out there, maybe the defensive end. Yeah, defensive end jumps, but we're going to get this ball out quick enough that it will not matter. Everybody gets blocked up. We split the DBs, and we are just gone for an absolute huge game. So just using that screen, if you read the numbers right, it is so hard to stop. Now, when we don't want to go to that screen is when we look out here and they have a numbers advantage, or if the user gets really aggressive there. We still probably should have went out to this side because they only have 2. But if I ever see the user getting super aggressive and jumping down, then we can either look in the middle of the field to our slant or the flat route. Here I see everybody collapsing in the middle, so I just throw that slant route. 3rd and 5, we pick up the first down. The other option, we look, they have 2 guys out here, could go to the screen, but I see the user DN gets super aggressive jumping down right there. And he's literally using that DN because we're throwing that screen so often. So now we can look to the slant flat. We see the slant bringing everyone in, nobody out playing the flat, throw it out to our tight end, 4th and 3, and we get a touchdown. Next up, we have sprint smash in gun gate. This is a strong boot action play that gets our QB out on the move and attacking the edge. You'll have layered reads high and low, giving you clear options, whether the defense drops back or bites down. Now to set this up, come out with our shifted O lineman to the short side of the field, then take the outside receiver on the wide side and put him on the streak, and then take the running back behind the lineman and put him on a slant. Okay, so sprint smash, this is going to be an auto rollout play, but I really like it to get our QB out on the move. So it is going to be an auto rollout, so you can kind of just let it happen. And we have 3 main reads here. We're first looking at the flat defender. If he bites down, we want to hold the ball and wait till this corner route clears in behind everything, and then we can just fire that deep down the field. This turns into like a 35-40 yard gain deep with that corner route. Here it is again, auto rollout. I like this little tight end out route too because it kind of delays the pass rush. We're going to see the flat defender bite down, wait till this corner route clears, and we can just drop this in along the sideline, foot in bounds, and we get the touchdown. Now we have 2 other options on this play on the rollout. We either have the out route in the flats, or we have the slant on the backside coming into the middle of the field. Here we look to the corner route. It's kind of taken away. I see no linebackers in the middle, so we can just throw that slant, drop it in for a really nice pickup on 3rd down. Then the last one is going to be the guy in the flat. So if we roll out, we see flat defender getting back underneath our corner route, or they bring a blitz, anything like that, then just drop it out to the flat defender. We have a ton of green grass. We pick up like 12, 13 yards. Next up, we're looking at wing trips. This is an incredibly dynamic formation formation that takes full advantage of the new mechanics in college football 26. You'll unlock double motions, running back shifts where the running back moves to line up at QB, and a ton of layered looks off that movement. And this is going to be the base formation for this Penn State scheme. Everything starts here. So the first play we have is swing HB cross screen and wing tight. This gives you a powerful dual screen look, sneaking the running back on a slip screen to one side while having the wide receiver swing out to the other. It forces defenses to cover both edges and gives you lead blockers no matter where the ball goes. Now, I always like to come out with my swings pass to the wide side of the field and the slip screen to the short side. Okay, with the double screen, really like this because it gives us multiple options. We can attack both sides of the field. So usually I like to look to the slip screen first, and if it's not there, throw the swing, but you can kind of read it how you want. Now, if I see everybody get caught inside like they do here, I see just everybody inside. We have two blockers out in front. That is where the slip screen is going to be really good. Get it into one of our best receivers' hands out on the perimeter. We turn that into like a 17-yard gain. So I really like that when everybody collapses down on the swing. As far as the slip, I more do it if I see, okay, everybody's kind of staying wide out on the swing. I'm going to wait till that slip screen gets out underneath, and look at this. They have one defender here. We have three blockers. Me personally, could have walked that in right there. So slip screen can be really, really good as well. Here it is one more time. So we can look out to the swing. If the swing isn't looking open, we look backside to the slip screen. Now here, two of our offensive linemen get caught inside, but they have nobody out here. Use our offensive lineman. He's a little bit slow. We break that guy's ankles, turn that into like a 25-yard gain. Next up, we have shot Y wheel and wing trips. This is one of the best vertical shots in this Penn State offense. It stretches the field deep with a tight end wheel route paired with a deep crosser, giving you multiple explosive options downfield. To set this up, come out with our trips to the wide side of the field, then take the outside receiver on the short side and put him on a streak. That is it. Okay, shot Y wheel. Absolutely love this play. This tight end wheel is really our go-to route. It is very good against zone. As soon as we see this flat defender settle right here and this tight end clears in behind him, we can just back shoulder this throw, keep it in front of the deep blue defender on that side of the ball. 3rd and 10, we turn that into like a 17-yard gain. Now, this can also be a good route versus man coverage. Most of the time, it's going to be a linebacker who's playing on the inside who has to cover this tight end. And if he gets caught up in the mess or is just late following this tight end up the field, then we can actually kind of throw this. So it's this guy right here. We can throw this up in behind him, break a tackle. We didn't actually break a tackle there, but we get a really nice gain down the field. So that's kind of the two ways you'll throw that tight end. Or if the tight end isn't open, that's when we want to look to the deep cross. So we see here, they have a deep flat defender or maybe a match defender playing on the tight end. So we look to the short side of the field. We have a hook here, flat defender staying shallow. So we can just wait till this deep crosser passes in between. This streak is going to run everybody off and we can just drop it right in there. Now, if that's a better throw, we could rack catch that and turn that into another 15 yards, but we'll take it. Then our check down on this play is if we look to the tight end wheel, and I guess, okay, so this one was a little bit different because the reason why I throw my check down is because they're getting a ton of pressure. Now, I could have went to the tight end. So you can either obviously, like, this is our swing pass, this is our hot. So if they're getting a ton of pressure, check it down to your swing. Or let's say they weren't blitzing here. There's a flat defender playing under the tight end. There's a flat and a hook playing deep here. Then we want to throw that swing pass. But here it was just getting the ball out of my hands. 1st and 10, make a guy miss. We turn that into a 1st down, beating the blitz. Then if you want to take this offense to the next level, you need to check out my website, Scheme Kings. Up right now, you'll find part 2 of this video where I give you guys 7 more plays for this Penn State offense. This will give you way more ways to attack defenses out of these 2 formations. Then also on the site, we have 2 other really good mini schemes that you can utilize right now with my Alabama offense and my dime rush defense. Then starting next week, we'll begin releasing our full schemes. On offense, we'll kick it off by running some of the best offenses in the game, like Arch Manning's at Texas and Ohio State with Jeremiah Smith, and I'll show you how to play like these teams do in real life. On defense, we're planning on breaking down Kirby Smart back-to-back natty defense at Georgia and showing you how you can play like the Dogs' real-life defense in college football 20. fixed. So by subscribing to the site, you'll also get access to all of my college football and Madden 25 content. Then when Madden 26 drops, you'll receive all of that content plus the college football 26 stuff, all for one price. So for the site, you can purchase the yearly membership, which will save you $50 over the course of the year. Then I'm also going to be running my college football 26 sale on the site, and this is going to run till August 1st. Use code CFB26 to get 50% off your first month if you do the monthly membership. So if you want to check out the site, I will leave a link for it down below. Then the next sequence of plays uses a double motion, where it starts with a tight end motioning across the field. Then we have our slot back motioning in behind the quarterback, and then he shoots out the other side of the formation on this orbit bubble look. From there, we have a ton of different options we can run out of this motion look. First up, we have double motion RPO peak pop in wing trips. This is one of the most creative RPOs in the game, built around this unique double motion. From there, you've got 4 total options on the play, letting you attack any defensive look with quick reads. Now to set this up, come out with your orbit motion heading to the wide side of the field, then take the backside wide receiver and put him on a slant. Okay, with this double motion RPO peak pop, very, very good RPO. 4 options on this play. So it's always going to start with the tight end motioning over. Then we're going to have our slot receiver motion back. Then he's going to loop up behind and go out for the bubble. Now, right here, we always have 4 options. So we can hand the ball off, we can go backside slant, we can go pop pass up the middle, or we can go bubble screen. So 4 options. Now, you can't read all 4 of these at once. You kind of have to decide pre-snap, maybe 2 that you like. Here, I see, I was looking at the pop pass. I see this guy jump inside, everyone playing high. That bubble is just wide open. So here, I'm just going to throw that bubble as he breaks back out. 1st and 10, get upfield, turn that into a first down. All right, here he's going to bubble back out. What do I see? I'm looking at this left side of the field, and I see the user leave the middle, who should be playing this pop pass, plus this guy staying out. So now I see our pop pass just shoot up the seam because the user gets aggressive on the bubble. Now just throw that pop pass. He clicks onto his safety, takes a bad angle, stiff arm right there, and we get into the end zone. Here it is again. So we've already looked at the pop pass. We've looked at the bubble. Now, if we're looking at the backside of the play here, and I see these linebackers jump in the box, so we see linebacker jump here, this linebacker stays shallow, that's where we want to throw that backside slant as he breaks back in behind those guys. Throw it right there, 1st and 10, pick up like 12, 13 yards. And the last option is if we're looking at the slant and we see a linebacker stay back, or, safety stay back, and we just see a lot. Oh, the big one here too is the user leaves the middle to take that bubble screen. That is where we can just hand this ball off, break a tackle in the middle of the field, 1st and 10, turn it into a first down. So those are our 4 options on the play. Next up, we have double motion PA tight end leak. This play mirrors that same double motion look. First the tight end across, then the orbit receiver loop in behind the QB, but now it hits with a play action fake. Then the tight end runs a drag wheel up the sideline, giving us one of the best vertical options in the entire formation, with some other really good secondary reads we can hit underneath. To set this up, come out with our orbit motion going to the wide side of the field, then take the outside receiver on the short side and put him on a streak route. Okay, then with our double motion PA tight end leak, I believe that's what it's called. He's same thing. Tight end's going to motion. So this will look identical pre-snap to that RPO. So you want to use these plays off of each other. Now our guy's going to bubble out. Now, our first read here is going to be this tight end on the drag wheel. So he's going to go drag, then he's going to go wheel up the field. We're going to have a streak on this side pulling back the deep blue defender. So as soon as this tight end leak player passes in behind this linebacker, then we can just drop this ball in. So he cuts up field in behind the linebacker, drop that into the hole, 3rd and 9, pick up like 25 yards. Here it's going to be again. Bubble, look at pulling the user out of the field, reacting to the bubble. Drag wheel is going to go up. As soon as he passes, or even with that flat defender, drop that in over his head. Rack catches, if we didn't step out of bounds, we probably would have scored there, but we turned that into like a 30-yard gain. Then our other 2 options on this play is if we look to the drag wheel and it isn't open, we see the user kind of run to it on that side. Then we have a kind of comeback flat combo on this side. So if I'm looking here, I want to read the flat defender. He's staying back. So now we're going to have this deep comeback dropping right in here. So just drop that comeback as he breaks right up over that flat defender's head. 3rd and 10, turn that to like a 15-yard gain. Other option here is if, drag wheel's not there, we can look to the comeback, I see the flat defender is staying back underneath the comeback. So now just check it down to that bubble screen player, make some guys miss. 1st and 10, we turn that into a 7-yard gain. Now with just what you have here for this Penn State mini scheme, you will be in a great spot. But remember, there's part 2 of this offense up on Scheme Kings right now that is going to make this whole game plan way more difficult to stop. Then you can also check my first college football 26 mini scheme, which is going to be my dime rush defense. And this thing is full of some amazing blitzes that are going to get a ton of pressure on the quarterback. And you can check that out right here.